Set 7 years before the events of the original installment, on March 12, 2015, was released what is to date considered one of the best titles in the franchise. This is the story of Yakuza 0. Kazama, his father, is a waiting cop, while his son beats up a debtor in an empty lot. After delivering the money, he jumps out with Nishiki, and the next day, the two see a news report. The debtor Kiryu beats up had died, and the police started the investigation. Kiryu meets with the three lieutenants, Shibusawa, Awano, and Kusi. They tell him that they know he attacked the murdered man, and that the police are probably about to find out. So they ask him to turn himself so they won't be bothered. Thanks to them, he learns that the guy died from a gunshot to the head, so he thinks someone is trying to frame him. The government wants to buy the wasteland for a reorganization of the city, and the Dojima's family plans to sell it to them at an inflated price. But thanks to the murder, their plans is ruined. The patriarch had promised to give the post of president to whoever gets the land. Kiryu tries to frame one of the three, and after investigating, discovers that it was all planned by Kusi. He asks for help from Nishiki and Sergeant Osamu, who tells him that Kazama can avoid being punished for Kiryu's crime if he is expelled from the family, but that requires the patriarch's approval. Kiryu then seeks out the patriarch in his office, but Kuse intervenes and they fight. However, they are interrupted by the lieutenants and Dojima's patriarch. Kuse is punished and forced to cut off one of his fingers. Kiryu is expelled from the family, but is informed that if he is arrested, Kazama will be expelled as well. A man who wants to help Kiryu takes him to an attic and introduces himself as Tetsu Tachibana. He says he wants to take over the vacant lot. He knows Kiryu's situation and asks for his help as he has seen his courage. However, Kiryu refuses. Kazuma and Nishiki investigate Tachibana and learn that Tachibana Real Estate has been acquiring land in Kamurocho. An agent of Tachibana, Jun Oda, noticed that they are being investigated, so he invites them to his office, where Kiryu is attacked by Oda and the other thugs. After defeating them, Oda tells him that it was a test to prove his worth. Tachibana tells him that he is working with Kazama as Kazama believes that Dojima is becoming too powerful. He fears what by getting those lands he will become too rich, and so no one be able to stop him. He wants to stop it, but is afraid of being expelled, and works through Tachibana. Kiryu then joins the company to stop the land acquisition. However, Tachibana reveals that no one knows who owns the land. Sotenbori Osaka, Goro Majima runs the Grand Cabaret as punishment for participating in a failed assassination of Yoshiharu Ueno 2 years ago. His boss, Shimano, ordered him to deliver more profits per month so as not to send him back to the torture chamber, where he spent a year. after the Omi alliance to Sagawa reminds him that he can have him returned to the chamber at any time. After taking care of an unruly client, Majima heads to his apartment, while smoking, observing the city and various suspicious people watching him. The next day, Sagawa meets Majima and offers to be restored to his former position in the family if he joins them in a crew. His target is Makoto Makimura, a procurator he owes Sagawa money. Majima agrees and is given 3 days to accomplish his mission. While trying to find Makoto, he learns that the information is wrong, as he is not a procurator. On the contrary, he is a bodyguard of the city's sex workers. He also discovers that there runs a massage clinic and decides to ambush him on the spot. Already in the place, he is discovered by one of the employees, a blind girl who mistakes him for a thief, but manages to convince her that he is just a customer. So he stays receiving the message while waiting for Makimura. Makimura arrives and identifies Majima as an assassin, then asks the girl to bring him some cigars while he talks with the customer. Obviously, they start to fight, but are interrupted by some Yakuza. They tell Majima that they mistook a gangster named Wen Hai-Wei for Makoto, and that he was actually the blind employee. The girl returns to the store and the hitman kidnaps her and should leave. Majima chases after them, saves Makoto, and takes her to one of their hideouts. Although he thinks about killing her, he refuses to do so. Oda and Kiryu confront a squire who is backed by some Yakuza. As a celebration, they go to the Serena bar. Kiryu is surprised to meet Nishiki, who is a regular customer. They spend the night until Oda arrives. He shows up grounded, accompanied by Awano and some thugs. It turns out that the thugs who were with the squire were his men. As punishment, several thugs confront Kiryu, but they can't fight him. And Awano tells him that if he keeps meddling, they will kill him, even if he is a civilian. And Awano leaves. He meets Tachibana on the land, who tells him that he thinks he knows the name of the owner of the plot, but he is not sure. He also tells him that if they acquire the area, they will have no influence to stop Dojima's fate. Then Kiryu meets a sex worker who tells him about a secret tunnel in the sewers, but it's all a trap. Kusa shows up on a motorcycle trying to run Kiryu over, but only to cheat in a hitting him with a pipe. Kazuma wins and comes out of the tunnel and meets Awano, who repeats his offer is if he gives Kazama and Tachibana away, they won't kill him and will even promote him. Kiryu refuses the offer as he could never betray his family and friends. Kiryu meets Nishiki, who promises to take him to safety. However, he takes him to a wooded area and points a gun at him, telling him while crying that hundreds of men are looking for him, that they plan to torture him, and that the only help he can offer is to give him a quick death. Kiryu accepts on the condition that he takes his head to the boss, so that he can be promoted and with enough power change the clan's mission. Still, not daring to kill him, Kiryu tells him not to forget him and leaves. Lee is surprised that Majima is trying to help Makoto. He tells her that he has no idea why they want her, but that he is hatching a plan to trick the Yakuza into thinking she is dead. Majima and Makoto talk about her life. She comments that she is of Chinese origin and came to Japan looking for her brother, who had come to her with an antique watch as a souvenir. She also comments that her blindness was caused by the trauma that she does not want to talk about. Lee tells Majima about his plan. He claims to know a woman identical to Makoto, proposed to kill her, disfigure her, and put her in a massage clinic uniform. Majima refuses and Lee tells him that it is the only option, then tells him how Makoto was blinded. Upon arriving in Osaka, she was tricked and sold as a sex slave to a Korean criminal group. Lee then came into a conflict with the members and killed them, then freed the captives, but Makoto was blinded by the trauma she suffered. Majima and Lee quarrel, and to prevent him from carrying out his plan, Goro takes the uniform and flees. He tries to burn it, but a man retrieves it. The next day, Majima and Lee see a report that a guy has carried out Lee's plan. Just then, Majima receives a call from the would-be assassin and asks him to meet him at the Grand. Back at the Grand, he realizes that the place is rented by only one guy, Homare Nishitani, patriarch of Kijin clan. He tells him that his men want to kidnap Makoto and asks him to hand Makoto over to him and fight him. Nishitani calls the police, claiming that he is stealing from the Grand. To justify the fight with Majima, the guy attacks him, but Majima manages to hold him up until the police arrive. Sagawa arrives at the Grand and tells him that he is proud of his work, but is worried that he didn't call him at the end of the assignment and left Makoto's face in that state. After this, Makoto thinks he can only follow Sagawa for so long. At the warehouse, Majima informs Lee and Makoto of what happened and insists on leaving town. The three head to the massage parlor to get the lease band. When Lee gets into the vehicle and starts up, just then the car explodes and Lee dies. while Majima and Makoto manage to survive with injuries. They come face to face with Sagawa and he tries to kill them. However, at the moment, he is shot by an unknown man who is wearing a white suit. The stranger knocks out Majima, Sagawa, and takes Makoto away. In Kamurocho, dozens of guys are looking for Kiryu, while others burns his apartment. Kiryu meets Rain and she offers him to hide at Serena. However, the Dojima family knew this was Nishiki's favorite bar, so he is attacked and forced to flee. Outside, he encounters the three of lieutenants with several shocks. He defeats them, but they are so much guys, and he needs help. Then a sports car appears. Tachibana is the one who drives it and manages to save Kiryu, heading to a subway parking lot. Oda arrives and Tachibana loses consciousness. Oda tells Kazuma that he needs emergency dialysis so they take him to the clinic. Once at the clinic, Oda comments that Tachibana needs daily treatment from his blood loss, which he suffered when he lost his arm. He also tells him that he lost it while defending himself from Omi Alliance sucks. Oda then takes Kiryu to the Toyo clan HQ where Tachibana arranges a meeting with the clan's second president, Takashi Mihara. He offers him 1 billion yen to pardon Kiryu. Mihara hesitates as he believes he is justified after that Kiryu did. Tachibana explains that he only wanted to stop Dojima's growth and promises that if Kiryu is pardoned, he will carry out his plan. Mihara agrees to pardon him, and in little later Tachibana comments that he already knows the identity of the owner of the plot and that he lives in Sotenbori, but he warns that Shibusawa has been seen men to the area. Kiryu and Oda head to Sotenbori to get the man to safety. Then Tachibana reveals that the land is his sister's named Makoto. In Sotenbori, Sagawa holds Majima and tortures him all night. After realizing that he does not know who the guy in the white suit was, he releases him and tells him to investigate where Makoto might be. Majima concludes that the guy in the white clothes might be related to Nishitani. He then learns that the guy is still in the prison and that the only one who can help him is the guy's uncle, who is a corp cop, Detective Pichiken. Majima contacts him and agrees to his request, but on the condition that the participates in 3 fights. Goro defeats them without any problem, and the detective takes him to Nishitani. Nishitani uses the prison as a barracks. The two fight and the prisoner agrees to tell him what he knows. The guy in the white suit and he doesn't work together, but that most likely guy is Masaru Seraph, patriarch of the Nikio Consortium. family of the Toyo clan. He also comments that Shibusawa paid him to kidnap Makoto. Nishitani offers him to join in his family, but Majima refuses as he prefers to stay with the Toyo clan in case this sworn brother Taiga Saejima gets out of jail. He then opens the sail to let him out, and at the moment one of the guards shoots the detective several times. The guard exclaims that Shibusawa ordered him to do so for not capturing Makoto, and shoots Nishitani. Despite this, he doesn't die and manages to hit the guard to death, after which he falls from his guns. Majima tries to find Sera, although he fears being found by Sagawa. When he tries to leave Sotenbori, they later find him and force him to take him with him. The two make their way to the brothel called Camellia Grove, which is part of the Nikio Consortium. Inside, the two make their way. Majima ends up finding Sera on the rooftop and discovers that Makoto is no longer there. He asks him for explanation, then Sera attacks Majima and Goro fights back as best he can and manages to defeat him. Sera is convinced that Majima has pure intentions and reveals to him that Makoto is the owner of the wasteland. He also explains Dojima's intentions with the place and tells him that the girl is in the custody of a Tachibana employee. Then Sagawa shoots Sera and seriously guns him. Sagawa explains that they now know where Makoto is and that they will be both go to Tokyo to kill her. Tsukasa takes Sera's card and gives it to Majima. It has the employee's name, Kazuma Kiryu. Hours earlier, Kiryu and Oda meet with Sera to accompany Makoto to Tokyo. Sera mentions Kazama as his friend and that he plans to prevent Dojima's growth. Makoto agrees to go with them after learning that they are coming on this brother's behalf. They head to Tokyo in a car but are ambushed by Shibusawa and his men, who try to run them off the road, but they manage to flee and hide in a nearby construction site. Oda walks away from the ferry. Then Makoto tells Kiryu that she recognizes Oda's voice, that he is the man who kidnapped her and sold her to the triad. Oda targets the two and takes Makoto hostage and reveals to her that he saw her before he met Tachibana. Then releases that the woman was his best friend's sister and decides that they will never see each other again. He tells Kiryu that he made a deal with Shibusawa before going to Osaka. He will deliver Makoto, and thus both Oda and Tachibana will be pardoned, but Kiryu will not. Before Oda can shoot, Makoto pulls a hidden blade from her staff and stabs Oda in the leg. Amidst the commotion, Kiryu knocks Oda down and takes the weapon from him. Just then Shibusawa's men appear but narrowly escape. Shibusawa orders his men to beat Oda for missing and then shoots him in the head. Yu leaves Makoto in the West Park until he can contact with Tachibana. Yu finds him in Little Asia, but the place is swarming with Shibusawa's men. who know the location of his hideout, thanks to a card Oda had. They defeat the thugs, but are ambushed by an assassin, who shoots Kiryu. The hitman claims that he is acting on Dojima's order and that they must capture Tachibana. Tachibana agrees only if Kiryu is saved. Hours later, Kiryu wakes up in a clinic while being examined by Chen. Chen tells him that the assassin who took Tachibana is Laoguri and asks him for help to save Tetsu. Kiryu accepts and sets off but encounters some thugs and also Nishiki. The guy tells him to prove his loyalty and kill Kiryu. Akira refuses and defeats the thugs with Kiryu's help. Then Kazuma asks him for help to rescue Tachibana. Upon investigating, they discover an abandoned building where Kuze is holding Tachibana captive. Kuze's right-hand man, Yoneda, tortures Tachibana and manages to severely injure him. Because of this, Kuze gets angry with Yoneda and kills him. That's when Kiryu and Nishiki enter and defeat them all. They observe Tachibana's condition and Nishiki runs to bring Makoto. Tetsu tells him that the one who tried to frame him was Dojima himself, as he is surprised to be a traitor trying to sell him to the Omi. Kiryu, Tachibana, Nishiki and Makoto meet in their wasteland, and it's right there where Tetsu dies, without saying sister being able to say goodbye. Majima and Sagawa travel to Kamurocho in search of Makoto, where Shimano plans to sell the land to the Omi, which will give them more power and thus go to war with the Toyo and make Shimano the next president of Toyo as a subsidiary of the Omi. The two are found by Shimano's men and brought before Shimano, who tells them that Majima is now capable of killing Makoto, but that now they trust each other. She could sell him the land. In exchange, he promised not to kill Makoto and to reintegrate Majima into the family. Majima is furious to be blackmailed, but believes it's the only option. On the way to find Kazama's office, where he meets Osamu, confronts him and demands the location of Kiryu and Makoto. Kashiwagi refuses to hand them over, so they fight and Majima threatens him with death. And one of his men tells him that Kiryu may be at the arena. Once at the bar, he meets Nishiki, whom he interrogates. They also fight and Majima wins. Majima clarifies that he tried to help Makoto and that they saved her at Sotomori. Nishiki apologizes and tells him that neither he nor Kiryu know Makoto's location. She escapes while they barge in Tachibana in the aforementioned plot. Majima heads to the plot and bumps into Makoto, one of the nervy roughnecks. As he approaches, he is surprised as apparently her blindness begins to fade. Makoto comments to him that hearing about her brother's death triggered something in her and now she can see the silhouettes of things. She plans to take revenge of the lieutenants for killing the people she loved the most, Tachibana only. But Majima tries to tell her how dangerous that could be. He realizes that he has feelings for her and offers to run away together, somewhere where the Osos can reach them. Makoto accepts, but while Majima goes out to buy takoyaki, the girl escapes but leaves a message saying that she is determined to seek revenge. Majima learns that Makoto gave herself to Shibusawa and later to Dojima. It's then Shibusawa introduces Makoto to the patriarch at a meeting attended by Lao Gui, Kusue and Awano. Dojima congratulates Shibusawa and promotes him to captain of the family. Makoto offers him the land only if he kills the lieutenants. Dojima considers it but ends up not accepting, as the land is so small that the redevelopment plans can't go ahead if its owner doesn't object. Majima appears and Lao shoots Makoto, while the bosses live in a helicopter. Then a choleric Majima takes it out on the remaining thugs and tries to revive Makoto. Shira and his men appears and load Makoto into a car and take her to a clinic, while Majima waits and bursts into tears. Shibusawa orders Kusue, Awano and their men kill all Kasama's subordinates. Sarah tells Kiryu that what happened and that Makoto survived. She will keep safe in a hidden consortium HQ at the Shibaura dock. After this, he learns that some guys from Dojima are heading to Kasama's office. Kiryu on his way to the office encounters Kusue, who wants to defeat him to regain his pride. Despite his determination, he is defeated by Kiryu. The defeated Kusue warns that he knows where Makoto is hiding and that his thugs are already in their way. Kiryu and Nishiki then warn Sarah while Osamu gathers his men. Kiryu, Nishiki and Osamu arrive at the dock where there is a yacht full of Shibusawa's men. Osamu's men hold the thugs back while Nishiki and Kiryu board the yacht. The latter reaches Shibusawa, who is holding an unconscious Makoto hostage. The latter blames Kiryu for that stagnation in the family and for finally getting what he deserves. The two engage in a fight in which Kiryu emerges victorious and rescues Makoto. Kazuma considers killing Shibusawa, but Nishiki stops him, telling him that if he does, he will be as wretched as Dojima. In Kamurocho, Majima enters Patriarch building but is met by Awano, who asks him why he is risking so much for a girl whom he barely knows, to which Majima replies that he likes to live a life of risk. The two fight and Majima wins. At the moment, Dojima and the assassin Lao appear, who attacks them both since Awano missed. Awano intervenes between the gunfire and protects Majima. Koro defeats the assassin and considers killing him, but Sarah appears and informs him that it is not necessary since Makoto had awakened from the coma, that she was rescued by Kiryu and that she already gave up the ground. After Sarah claims the land, the patriarchs of the Toyo clan meet. President Mihara reports that because of what happened, the Dojima lands were taken away from them to continue the revitalization process. Thus, Sarah receives control of these areas thanks to being the new owner of the wasteland, and is appointed as the new clan captain, successor of the current president. Then Sarah accepts the position. In Sotenbori, Majima says goodbye to Sakawa and is glad that Sakawa has helped to live like a Yakuza. Just as Goro leaves, an Omi Alliance man appears and executes Sakawa. At the arena, Reina and Nishiki are surprised to learn that Kiryu will rejoin the family. Months later, Majima rejoins the Shimano family and, while strolling, crosses paths with Makoto, who is harassed by two of his subs, whom he beats up. The girl doesn't recognize him and he walks away without saying anything to her. After the credits, Makoto returns to the empty lot where she leaves flowers for her brother, and then begins to hear soft music coming from below. She starts digging and finds Tachibana's old watch, which she lost in Sotenbori. In another part of Kamurocho, Kiryu and Majima see each other's faces for the first time. Kiryu-chan! In most police stories, everything starts from some crime, but in this one, the most important thing is a small plot. Money is used for skills, enemies drop money on you, you can buy places with that money. It's really a story where the important thing is real estate, something you never see. And you might think that from such a premise, the rest will be a bit boring, but at the end of the day, this shows that from any small premise, you can get a tell tremendous stories. We've already been through the streets of Sotenbori and Kamurocho in both 1988 and 2005, as well as several of the characters and criminals groups that roam those areas. Maybe now it's time to branch out here and meet people from other cultures. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. See ya. Let's do just encounters great